In just 3 days, California will no longer require social distancing and will lift all capacity restrictions for businesses. Joining us now to explain what this means for Californians is Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California. Good morning, Carl. How you doing?
Good morning.
So let's talk about this, because obviously businesses, first of all, everybody has been waiting for this June 15th date, and now we're pretty much on the edge of it. What are your thoughts going into this?
Well, don't get out the champagne just yet. Things are not going to return to normal on June 15th. Governor Newsom has imposed some of the most restrictive mandates of any state in the country. A couple things that will remain a requirement. First and foremost, all students will have to continue to wear masks, irrespective of whether they've been vaccinated or not. And this is really a giveaway, a cave-in to the powerful teachers unions, the government employee unions who demanded mask wearing. What's troubling about this is that there's no science to back it up. The spread of COVID-19 amongst students and children is super low, almost non-existent. What is so offensive about this and unworkable is that they've told daycare providers that children as young as 2 years old, yes, as young as 2 years old, also have to comply with the mask mandates while in daycare settings. This is just absurd. The second thing is we still have no clarity on what employers' mandates will be as it relates to mask requirements for employees. Originally, they said all employees had to get a mask and wear a mask, even if they were vaccinated, except under circumstances where everybody was vaccinated, which again is completely unworkable. Now the rule is still just mask up until the Cal OSHA board can reconvene and come up with a new mandate. So June 15th does not change mask mandates for employees. The books, the regulations still read all employees must have masks. I don't think we're going to get a very good rule from Cal OSHA, by the way. Finally, for customers, it's incredibly troubling. Businesses are being told wrongly, by the way, they're being told wrongly that they have a legal right to do three things. One, merely post a policy and let the honor system work its way as to whether you should wear a mask or not. Two, you can require everyone to wear masks, whether they're vaccinated or not. Which again, I don't think that the legal ability exists for a business to impose that requirement on individuals. Or three, and this is the most troubling, the state of California is rolling out a vaccine passport program. This will be a database of everyone's personal medical information. It'll list every Californian in it, and it will show whether you got the vaccine or not. This is an atrocious violation of medical privacy. It's against HIPAA. It is against our constitutional protections, our right to privacy under the Constitution, and to deny service or to mandate someone wear a mask on that basis, to refuse service is also a violation of medical right to choose and constitutional protection. There's no scientific basis for this. People who don't wear masks are not going to infect people who've been vaccinated. And we do not face a situation because of the level of vaccination in our society, because of the therapeutic drugs that we're using, because the risk factors are really low amongst people who are left not vaccinated. There's no risk of our medical system collapsing like we had back in March of 2020. So these rules are unconstitutional. They're not practical. They're an overreach and they're unscientific. They need to be suspended and rescinded. And we need to adopt rules like other states, like Florida, Texas, that have more, frankly, more reasonable leadership navigating this crisis for their citizens.
Before we go, I just want to get your take on the fact that the governor is keeping a state of emergency in place, especially with some of the numbers. Does that surprise you?
It doesn't surprise me because Gavin Newsom is an idiot. I mean, let's just either say either he's power hungry or he's an idiot. He's not following the science. Either of which is a very unattractive look. He needs to go. We need to recall him. But I'm not surprised. What I am surprised by is the fact that the media hasn't really called him out on it. How can he justify a state of emergency when COVID-19 transmission rates are so low, the lowest they've been since the beginning of the pandemic? And all the other states in the union are doing just fine without emergency powers. I suspect Governor Newsom wants the emergency powers because he really has grown accustomed to waving a magic wand and imposing his will and setting aside statutes and cutting out the legislature. It's an abuse of power. It's not based in any sort of legal authority. He needs to be challenged in the courts. And it's another reason why people need to vote yes on the recall. That's the only recourse we have to get back to normal in California, is to throw this governor out of office.
All right, Carl DeMaio, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm sure we'll check in with you again soon.
Thanks so much.